Hello, how you doing? Look, in this new series, kind of extended kind of videos, I've got 5 beautiful chicken recipes from the Indian continent. So this chicken curry that we're doing today, as you can see, is cooked with whole garlic there. It's also cooked with milk and yogurt. It really is delicious. Welcome back to How to Cook Great. Okay, so the chicken there is 1 kg of chicken, or 2.2 pounds. Parts cut. The bone is in. I've taken the skin off. Well, most of it. I couldn't get the skin off the wings, but there you go. I've got the juice of 1 lemon. I've got a teaspoon of salt. I've got a teaspoon of turmeric, and I've got 2 teaspoons of Kashmiri chili powder. We're going to get a mixing bowl and give that a nice mix together. Okay, so mixing bowl. The chicken's there. Like I say, skin has been taken off. The bone is in. Let's add the juice of a lemon or lime. Let's add a teaspoon of salt, teaspoon of turmeric, and 2 of the chili powder. You can see that I've got a glove on. I'm going to get in there and give this a nice little mix. And then once this is done, we're going to get to the cooker. Okay, so in there I've got 3/4 of a cup of mustard oil. Now, if you don't have mustard oil, you can use a different oil, but mustard oil is pretty essential to this dish, I always find. Now, it's quite a lot of oil, but we're going to fry the chicken in that. So what we're going to do is heat that up to a nice medium heat. Then we're going to get the chicken in, and we're going to go for about 4 or 5 minutes on each side. So we don't want the oil crazy hot, but hot enough. So let's get our chicken and drop it in. And like I say, about 4 or 5 minutes on each side. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take the chicken out. We're going to set it aside, and then we're going to make our curry in this pan still. See in about 4 or 5. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to take the chicken out and just set it aside. And then we're going to reduce this oil down by 3/4. Now you're going to get some sort of juices in there from the chicken. It's not just all oil now, but that's exactly what we want. So chicken's out. Let me just show you some other ingredients. Okay, so the chicken is done. Let's just take a look at some other ingredients. We have 1/2 cup of curd or plain yogurt. I'm going to whisk that up a little bit to make it smooth. 1 cup of onion cut nice and small. 1 cup of water. 1 cup of milk. Over a cup, that's like 1.25 cups maybe of tomato paste. Garlic, just like that, that's going to go in. Now, I just peeled off a little bit of the outer skin, but yeah, 2 heads of garlic. 1 tablespoon of ginger garlic paste. 2 teaspoons of chili powder, I'm using Kashmiri. 1 teaspoon of turmeric and 1 of cumin. And 2 teaspoons of coriander powder. Here I've got about 1 tablespoon of ghee. Let's get back to the cooker. This is fantastic. So as you can see, I've reduced the oil down here by 3/4, and we've got some lovely bits in there which really add to the flavor. We're going to start by dropping in a cup of finely chopped onions. We're on slightly above medium heat, and we're going to go for about 4 or 5 minutes. Okay, now 1 tablespoon of ginger garlic paste, in that goes, along with some salt. And we're going to cook again for about another 3 or 4 minutes. Keep it moving all the time now, you know, really often. I don't want that garlic and ginger to burn. Okay, next up we're going to add that just over 1 cup of tomato paste. To that we're going to add 2 teaspoons of chili, 2 of coriander, and 1 of turmeric and cumin. Again, stay on this fairly vibrant heat, mixing often, about 3 minutes. Okay, we're now going to add 1 cup of cold water. And we're going to drop in those 2 whole garlics. I'm going to go for about another 3 or 4 minutes. Again, keep it vibrant and keep it mixing. We're We're now going to add in that curd or yogurt, which I did whisk up. Mix it up and whisk it so it's nice and smooth like that. 2 minutes, keep it moving all the time now. Okay, beautiful. Now, 1 cup of milk. In that goes. Continue mixing for about another 3 or so minutes. Fabulous stuff. Okay, time to get the chicken back in there. And any juices that you've got there. We're going to lower the heat now, not to a simmer, but just above a simmer. So nice and low, and we're going to go for about 5 or so minutes. You can give it a stir every now and then. Okay, off goes the heat. That is really, really beautiful. Check the salt level of that. Just going to add a little bit of ghee into the mix, and that's ready to serve. Okay, and there you go. Really, really beautiful, deep tomato spicy sauce chicken. Hello, how you doing? Look, we're going to make chicken biryani today. It's a nice simple method. It's really, really delicious. It's one of my favorite dishes of all time. So of course with a biryani, there's quite a lot on the go here. So let's start off with this lot. I've got here yogurt or curd, whatever you call that, a plain yogurt. I'm going to say yogurt. That's 1 kg. Now what's important is when you get it, whisk it so it goes smooth, otherwise it gets a bit lumpy. So just get a whisk in it for just a couple of minutes. 3 cups of onions, 2 cups of fried onions. These are already fried. Now I buy these, I buy them where I am. I can buy these very easily, like in a big bag, or you can just fry them and set them aside. 1/2 cup of ginger garlic paste, which is a 50-50 mix of the two. We've got 6 green chilies. Now you can adjust that if you want, and I'm putting mine in whole. Chop them if you wish. 1 teaspoon of turmeric, and then 2 teaspoons of coriander, cumin, and chili powder. The chili powder that I'm using is Kashmiri. A lot of people ask me that. And then we've got some whole spices here. So got about a teaspoon of black peppercorns, 6 green cardamom pods, teaspoon or so of cumin seeds, 1 star anise, 3 dried red chili, bay, bit of cinnamon. Right, that's some of it. There's a lot more to go in this. And then our chicken. So that's 2 whole chickens there. The skin's been taken off, a little bit still on there, but mostly all off. Bone is in. What I've got there is 2 kg. So you know, a 1 kg chicken. That's about 4.4 pound. So in that mixing bowl, you can see that we've got our chicken. We're going to add, got a glove on by the way, we're going to add our ginger garlic paste. We're going to add our dried fried onion. We're going to add in our spices. Let's take one more look. 1 teaspoon of turmeric, and then 2 each of the chili powder, coriander, and the cumin. I'm also going to add here, which I didn't show you, 1/4 cup coconut oil. And then the 1 kg of the yogurt or curd. And like I say, don't just put it straight in from the container, give it a little whisk up there. So we haven't put in the whole seeds or the whole garam masala, the fresh chili, and the fresh onions. We're going to do this in a moment, but first let's just give this a little mix, and then we can get over to the cooker and get this beautiful chicken biryani happening. So look, before we get going, I've got a really large pot. Now if you're a regular to the show, that's what I normally cook in. So you can see the difference. This is bloody huge, this thing. And you're going to need something with a nice tight lid if you can. So you can see in there, I've now got ghee. I'm using some ghee. I've got this pure cow ghee. Again, start it with oil if you want, but I'm going to go with the ghee today. There's about 4 tablespoons there. And I've just put the heat on. We're on an above medium heat. Let's just melt that down. I'll be back in a moment. So here we go. We can drop in that piece of cinnamon, the dried red chili, the bay, the star anise, and then we're going to go cumin seeds, black peppercorns, and green cardamom pods. You can change this completely. Like I've only got one little bay in there. Some people would put a bit more bay in. You can put more dried chili, less dried chili, maybe some black cardamom or something like that. Up to you. Let it do its thing for a few seconds. Then we're going to put in the 3 cups of onion, our fresh chili. Like I said, I'm putting mine in whole, but chop them if you want. So above medium heat, we're going to go for about 4 or 5 minutes. Beautiful, really beautiful. Right, let's grab that chicken, and that's all going to go in. Scrape all the bits out that you can. We're going to lower the heat now below medium, nothing really too high, and we're going to cook this for around about 20 minutes. Really delicious, really, really delicious. So while the chicken is cooking away, I want to look at the rice. I've got 8 cups of rice here. This is a basmati rice, and I've washed it through a couple of times, 2 or 3 times in cold water, drained it off. Now, the rice that I use is a company called India Gate. It's really important to buy expensive rice. There's a lot of kind of cheap quality rice on the market. You basically pay for what you get. This is fairly expensive. So yeah, just try and get a kind of, well, the more you pay, the better it's going to be, I would imagine. So 8 cups of that. I'm going to put that into water, and we need to cook that about 75 to 80% of the way. So you cook it for, 5 or 6 minutes. So it will be cooked, but it will have a little bite in it, kind of al dente. If you want, you could add some more, whole seeds in there, some cumin seeds, whatever, coriander seeds, bay leaf, again, the whole kind of garam masala stuff. I'm going to do it just plain, just with a touch of salt. That is looking really beautiful, really, really good. Okay, let's get some salt in the mix. Let's get some garam masala powder. A couple of teaspoons of that. Garam masala powder is like a kind of finishing spice. It's a blend. I've made it several times, I think, on the channel. You can see it. I'm going to add a cup of raisins. You could put sultanas in there. Just a nice little kind of bit of sweetness it adds. Then 2 cups of cilantro or coriander. And then 2 cups of chopped mint, or nana, as we call it in this part of the world. Let's just go for 5 more minutes. Then we should be ready for our rice. Okay, that's beautiful. So look, I'm going to turn the heat off. That really, really is delightful. Now, sometimes with a biryani, what we would do is we'll put a little bit of the meat in, then layer it with rice, meat, rice, like that. What we're going to do today is we're just going to leave that in there. I'm going to fetch the rice now that we've cooked about 75%, so it's just got a little bit of a bite to it, and we're going to just put it on top. So 8 cups here of the cooked basmati. About 75% done. Now what we need to do is we're going to get the heat on, but super low, really, really low. Sometimes what you can do is you can get a frying pan or a hot plate or something underneath that on top of the gas, so it goes in between the gas and this. I'm going to go just really low, and then you need a lid on it, and you need a lid that's really quite nice and tight. This one's fairly tight. If you don't have it that's tight, what you can do is get some pastry. You can make a little pastry of just flour and water and put it all around the edge and seal it. If you've got any holes in it, this one doesn't have a hole, sometimes there's a little hole here. Get a little bit of tissue, make it wet, cover it up. Really, really low heat. We're going to go for about 20-25 minutes. Okay, off goes the heat. Off comes the lid. Lots of steam will come out of there. That's looking beautiful, really beautiful. So that rice is cooked to perfection now. Let me just check that. Perfect. So it's all about when you serve it, we're going to give it a kind of a bit of a mix, you know, so we're going to just turn it in, so like so. Let me get that served up. So there's a really big plate of it, and there's loads more still in the pot. What I've done, just put some cilantro or coriander on the top and slices of lime around the edge. Now I'm going to eat that just with a little bowl of curd or something like that, just a little bit of yogurt. Really simple, really delicious. I love that. So I've got some chicken there, yogurt, spices, garlic, ginger. Wah wah wee wah. We're going to do these on the gas stovetop, so no need for an oven or anything like that, or a tandoor. They're really, really delicious. Welcome back once again to howtocookgreatfood.com. Let's get on with this chicken tikka. So what I have here is 2 chicken breasts, no skin, no bone, cut into nice, decent kind of chunky pieces. Here I've got 200 grams of plain yogurt or curd, 2 teaspoons here of chili, cumin and coriander, and then salt and pepper to taste, fresh mint, lemon juice, oil, garlic ginger paste, cilantro or coriander, fresh chilies, and what I've got there is a food coloring. That's a powder form, a reddish orange, or you could use liquid, or if you want you could omit it if you don't, you know, fancy the color, but it will give it that really vibrant color, of course, brightness. What we're going to do is we're going to get this in a bowl and give it a nice little mix. So the chicken pieces are in. We're going to go in with that lemon juice and the oil. There's like 2 or 3 tablespoons there. We're going to put in the fresh mint. We're going to put in the fresh cilantro or coriander. We're going to add the fresh chili. We're going to add now the powder. So we've got salt, pepper, chili powder, coriander and cumin. In that all goes. We're then going to add our garlic ginger paste, like a tablespoon of garlic ginger paste for this amount. We're going to add 200 grams of plain yogurt or curd, and then we're going to go in with the color. Now don't touch this stuff, it's lethal. You'll get it all over your hands, so be very, very careful with it. Simply, we're going to give this a little mix. I'll be back in a moment. So there we go. As you can see, really sort of vibrant color. That's from that food coloring. What we're going to do now is we're going to shrink wrap that, plastic wrap it, or cling film, whatever you call that. Get that into your fridge for 1 hour minimum overnight. Absolutely divine. So I'm going to be putting my chicken onto some skewers, some wooden or bamboo skewers. If you're going to do that, soak them in water, like 30 minutes or so. If you don't soak them in water, they can catch fire, basically. So just soaking them in a little bit of water really helps it out. Okay, so there you go. I've put those onto the skewers like that. 1, 2, 3, like 4 pieces each. Let's get to the cooker. We're going to go onto a flat surface. You can use a grill or a skillet or something. I'm actually going to use an actual flat plate. Let's do that. Okay, so I'm on the gas cooker. Heat is on, as you can hear, getting that hot. Very simply, we're going to pop these on, and we're going to be turning them quite a lot over the next 8 to 9 minutes. Just keep flipping them around like that. Flip, flip, flip. That's it. See you then. And by the way, I've got a little excess of the marination here. You could do some more chicken with it if you want, but I'm actually just going to discard that. Okay, so these are done. We're gonna get them on a plate, and then I'm gonna remove this metal plate. We're gonna go just to the gas flame. Okay, so just get your gas on. I presume you have gas, that is. And then grab one of your skewers and just get it over there. You're gonna give it a little bit of a smokiness, get a little blackening on it. Be careful you don't catch your bamboo or wooden sticks on fire. And that's it, we can serve these. So yeah, just run them around there. Give it that kind of tandoor flavor. And there you go, doesn't that look delightful? Tastes amazing, I'm telling you. Give it a go, it really, really is delicious. We hope you enjoy that. So what we've got here is chicken, a chicken curry, but it's cooked in yogurt or curd or dahi, depends, you know, where you come from. So in there I've got 4 chicken legs. The bone is in, the skin is off, and I've cut each leg in half, so you've got a drumstick and then the bottom bit there. 1 cup of onions, 3 cups here of yogurt or curd or yogurt, whatever you call it. So if you're gonna get a plain curd or yogurt, whisk it. Get it in a bowl and whisk it up till it's nice and smooth. It gets all the lumps out. It makes a massive difference. Tablespoon of ginger garlic paste. Half a teaspoon of turmeric, 1 teaspoon garam masala powder, 2 teaspoons chili powder. I'm using Kashmiri chili powder if you're interested. About 1 inch of cinnamon, 3 dried red chilies, 3 black cardamons, and just underneath there I've got like a teaspoon of black peppercorns and a teaspoon of cloves. So in here I've got 3 tablespoons of oil. I'm using a sunflower oil. You could use something different if you want. Now, quite a lot of oil, but it's kind of part of it really. So let's drop in that cinnamon, the red chilies, on quite a high heat by the way. Dropping in my black cardamom, which I'm putting in whole. You can break them open if you want and let the seeds come out. Black peppercorns and cloves. We're now going to go in with 1 cup of onion. I'm going to cook this for about 3 minutes. Now if you want, you could get your onions browner than this. I like it just like that. We're now going to add in the ginger garlic paste. It's a 50-50 mix of the two. We're going to add salt. We'll give that a little mix. And we're on an above medium heat, as you can probably hear and see. Now we're going to drop in the chicken. Chicken legs, bone in, skin off, cut the legs in half. We're going to go now for about 6 minutes, just frying this chicken around. Okay, beautiful. So got some nice action onto the chicken as it cooks. Right, we're now going to add our powders. Let's take one more look. Half a teaspoon of turmeric, 1 teaspoon garam masala powder, 2 teaspoons chili. Now if you want, you could add fresh chili to this, which I'm not going to do, but some people would add some fresh chili in there. Now the second most important ingredient after the chicken is we're going to add 3 cups of yogurt. And like I say, very important that you whisk it and get it smooth. What we're going to do now is we're going to turn this heat down to a simmer, nice and low, We're going to get a lid on it and we're going to let it go for about 7 to 8 minutes. You can give it a stir every now and then. We have pretty much completed this dish. So I've just taken the lid off that. It looks fabulous. Perfectly cooked. Only one more thing to do, and we're going to get some cilantro or coriander in there. We're going to give that a mix and we can serve. Job done. Beautiful. Okay, and there she goes. Beautiful. Just serve that up. Just going to add now a little bit of lemon juice at the end. You could do it while you're cooking and mix it in, but I like just to do it at the end as we're serving. That's it. Beautiful. Chicken cooked in yogurt. Hope you enjoy that. Hi, how you doing? So today we're going to make this incredibly beautiful and easy chicken curry with methi or fenugreek leaves. It really is delicious. Lots of coconut milk in there, some fantastic spices. Let's do it. Welcome back to How to Cook Great. Okay, so chicken. I've got 2 kg of chicken there. That's like 4.4 pound of chicken. Bone is in, skin is on, all mixed parts, chopped up. 1 large onion sliced, 500 ml or just under 1 pint of coconut milk, 2 tablespoons of garlic ginger paste, a nice heaped tablespoon of methi or fenugreek leaves, fresh chili, entirely up to you how much you put in. I've got some dried chilies there, 1, 2, 3, 4 of those, fresh cilantro or coriander, tablespoon of cumin seeds, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 green cardamons, and then here our powders. Let's take a look. Always call these the big 4, don't I? So 2 teaspoons here of chili. I'm using a Kashmiri chili, turmeric, cumin, and coriander. We're going to start this off with some oil and of course add some salt. It's delicious. Okay, so here we go. I've got oil in there. There's quite a lot of oil I'm using for this one. Reduce it down if you want. We're heating it up, and in goes the tablespoon of cumin seeds, the 5 green cardamons, and the dried chili. Now you want for a few seconds just to let them do their thing in there. They'll infuse that oil. You can use any oil you want. I'm using sunflower, but you can use, you know, mustard, coconut, or even ghee if you wanted to. Perfect. Let's drop in our onion. And to that goes in all the chicken. There's quite a lot of chicken. Like I say, I've got 2 kg of chicken. And for 5 minutes on this high heat, keep this moving quite a bit, stirring pretty much all the time. We're well on our way to making a fabulous, fabulous chicken curry. This is looking beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Now, this is a karai chicken. Now, karai just means the name of this pot. It doesn't nothing to do with what you cook in it. The difference between a wok and a karai is that a wok has got a round bottom on it, and a karai has got a flat bottom. It also has several other names as well. But yeah, that's what the dish is called. It actually is named after the pot that you're cooking it in. Okay, let's get going. We're now going to drop in the garlic ginger paste. If you don't have garlic ginger paste, you can just chop some garlic and ginger in here. Let's add our fresh chilies. Up to you. Spices, big 4. I always call this the big 4. So a couple of teaspoons each of the chili, the coriander, the turmeric, and the cumin. Right, we're going to continue cooking for another 5 minutes. Stir it all the time now because you've got your powders in there, and you don't want your powders to burn. If they burn, it will make it all taste bitter, and we don't want that. So just keep it moving. This is going to be so, so good. We're now going to drop in 500 ml or just under a pint of coconut milk. Really delicious. Going to grab some salt and get that in there. And then we're going to add the methi, the leaves. Now what you do with this is you put it in your hand, like so. Get your other hand and rub your hands together. So you break it. It's got a very, very distinctive aroma to it and taste. That is lovely. Okay, we're going to lower the heat down to not a simmer, but just above a simmer. We're going to let this go now for 15 minutes. Give it a stir every now and then. That is beautiful. Right, off goes the heat. Check that for salt. I'm going to add a nice big pinch of garam masala powder. I'm going to add some cilantro or coriander in there. And that is done. Job done. Absolutely beautiful. Hope you enjoy that.